What's going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about the career of Tyron Woodley and how he went from being in the greatest of all time talks with Georges St-Pierre to getting knocked out by Jake Paul. Once upon a time, Tyron Woodley was in the conversation for greatest welterweight of all time with GSP. So how did he go from GOAT talks to being knocked out cold by Jake Paul in only a 4-year time frame? The date was September 8th, 2018, and Tyron was about to defend his title against an undefeated Darren Till, who was supposed to be the next up-and-coming savage of the UFC. Tyron swiftly shut up the doubters and handed Till his first loss of his career with a Bravo choke. Keep that choke in mind for later. After winning the title by knocking out Robbie Lawler, defending the title against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, writing the script to beat Damian Maia, and finally handing Darren Till his first loss, there was a lot of talk of Tyron Woodley being the greatest welterweight of all time. He was right up in there in the conversation with GSP. That talk did come to an end pretty quickly, though, when Tyron was completely steamrolled by Kamaru Usman at UFC 235, which was Woodley's first loss in 5 years. Woodley later lost both his fights in 2020 against Gilbert Burns and longtime rival Colby Covington, respectively. Finally, in 2021 at UFC 260, Woodley fought against Vicente Luque in what was a hectic first round where Woodley actually landed some decent shots. Unfortunately for Woodley, though, he would end up losing via Bravo choke, the same choke that Woodley submitted Darren Till with. And with that submission marked the end of Woodley's MMA career. And what we thought would be the end of Tyron Woodley's combat sports career was actually the birth of something much harder to watch. In the spring of 2021, controversial YouTuber Jake Paul was slated to fight Tyron Woodley's friend and training partner Ben Askren. The boxing bout took place, and as you guys know, the fight did not go Askren's way at all. After Jake Paul knocked out Ben Askren, this created a fulcrum for Jake Paul to now box Tyron Woodley, which would look much better on Jake Paul's career if he was to actually win that fight. Then, on August 29, 2021, Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley fought a close boxing bout, to which Paul was handed a split decision victory. Woodley, thinking he won the fight, immediately wanted a rematch, to where Paul said he would only grant Woodley the rematch if he got a tattoo of Paul's name. Woodley instantly agreed. Despite Woodley allegedly getting the tattoo, there's some controversy as to whether or not it was real or not. Paul initially rejected the rematch with Woodley and instead accepted a fight with Tyson Fury's brother, Tommy. When Tommy pulled out of the fight, however, it was Woodley's time to step up to the plate once again against Jake Paul. Tyron Woodley accepted the boxing fight on short notice, and on December 18, 2021, Tyron Woodley, Jake Paul 2 took place. The fight was pretty close for most of the bout until round 6, when Paul landed a clean shot which knocked Woodley completely unconscious. This was one of 2 times Woodley has ever been knocked out in his entire combat sports career, the other coming as a result of elbows from Nate Marquardt. After the fight, Woodley can be seen looking completely defeated and concussed, while his mother, who at one point was seen as a gem of a lady, can be seen laughing with Paul's team in the background. It was at this point that Woodley reached the lowest point of his career in terms of legacy. Woodley would never compete in another combat sport bout again, and at the age of 41, it's not very likely that he ever will again. The man who was once in competition with GSP for the greatest welterweight of all time turned into a complete shell of his former self. But hey, at least he got the bag.